Hey, it's Mark Lanier with your video thought for the day. This week, I've been looking at crowns, and we've looked at the Greek word Stephanos and haven't covered all of the passages in the Greek New Testament. But today, we want to go back to the Old Testament. We want to look at crown as the word has been used at least in one place within the Old Testament. Now, the Old Testament had several words that were used for crown, the Old Hebrew did. And we're looking at one specifically that's found in Isaiah chapter 28. Now, Isaiah was a prophet in the Old Testament. And in chapter 28, the first, 5, 6, 7, 8 verses or so, Isaiah uses crown as a metaphor. Now, we talked earlier this week about how in the Greek world, the crown was something that was especially noted to be given to the victor in an athletic event or something like that. But within the Old Testament world, the crown was used in a lot of different ways. It was still used, however, as the idea of some showing of honor, some showing of prestige. A king would wear a crown. But by the same token, there might be a crown or a garland put together for people who are attending a party or something like that. And so the idea behind it is that this is a notable, special person or event or time of honor and dignity. And so within the framework of that, Isaiah 28 comes at a very interesting time. Now, the nation of Israel that had come out of the Exodus and had taken up in the promised land, that nation was divided among a number of different tribes of Israel. And those tribes, after the death of King Solomon, divided into a northern kingdom and a southern kingdom. It was a civil war of sorts. And it was one which resolved with the northern kingdom, which is called Israel, and the southern kingdom, which is called Judah. Now, the northern kingdom was invaded, and they were taken captive and, in essence, dispersed and lost in a very real sense of our identity, being able to say these are the 10 tribes of the northern kingdom of Israel. And within the framework of that, Isaiah writes a prophecy because he's concerned also about the southern kingdom, Judah, which didn't get destroyed for 100 plus years. And so now you've got the context for the passage, because the passage becomes important for you and me, as I'll explain in a moment. But the passage is that the north kingdom has been destroyed, and that they had been wearing their own wreath, their own crown, but it was one of ineptitude. It was one of repulsiveness. It was one of idolatry. Their honor, what they put in glory and honor, was what we recognize as ethical trash. And so they were destroyed. But within the prophet, Isaiah's comment on it, he talked in verse 5 about how there's a day coming where the Lord, Jehovah God, Hashem, Adonai, where the Lord of hosts will be the crown of glory, and he will be the diadem of beauty. And what it's saying is that as repulsive as the values and the life and the things that were honored was of the unholiness within the northern tribes, there's a day coming where the compassionate and patient God himself will take hold as the one who is glorified, as the one who becomes our glory. Now, what does this mean to me? And what might this mean to you as we look at today? Well, first it challenges me. What do I glorify in? What do I give honor to? What do I find of value? Is it the repulsive, inept things of this world that pass away? Or is it the God of glory who's truly worth my adoration, my affection, my emulation, my desire to follow and become like? I want to make sure I've got the right crown of glory that I look to. And the second is God's the crown of glory, whether I recognize it or not. He carries that glory. He is the one truly of honor, truly of value, truly of worth, whether I recognize it or not. So I read in the New York Times today about a prominent evangelical preacher's son who seems to make hay out of the fact that he's not his dad. And I grieved over that because it seemed to me to be somebody who throws out the baby with the bathwater, is the expression. And I'm not saying that every evangelical preacher is perfect, far be it. I'm not saying that every evangelical is perfect, far be it. But I'm saying for those people who love the Lord, even where their mistakes are, people need to see the crown of glory as the Lord, not the person, not the ineptitudes of the person. Because God truly is the crown of glory. He's truly the crown of beauty, the diadem of beauty. And that, patient in time, everybody will see. It's your video thought for the day. We finish crowns tomorrow with maybe one of my favorite passages in the Bible. See you then.